Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's makeup tutorial, since it's summer right now here in Canada and a lot of people are getting married during summertime, I did a bridal inspired look. What I used for this video is Nikki, and if you have been following me in Instagram, I'm pretty sure you might probably seen her face because I've always used her as a model. This makeup tutorial is inspired by one of Patrickstarr's video with Christen Dominique. So I tried to somehow make it work with a different palette. The Morphe 350 is a really good option when it comes to like bridal makeup as well. So that's what I used on this makeup tutorial. If you want to see how I achieved the look that I got on her, then just keep on watching. As always, starting with MAC Fix Plus, I'm just spritzing this all over her face. Next, I'm going in with MAC Strobe Cream, and this is in the shade Goldlite, and I am just placing the product all over her face, mainly focusing on the high point, and I'm using a buffing brush for this one. Starting on with her brows, I'm just picking up the two shades right there from Morphe 350 in an angle brush, and since she has microbladed brows, I'm just filling in the gaps. Using a flat synthetic brush, I'm just gonna clean up underneath the brows, and I'm just using the concealer that I will use on her later. Moisturize her lips, I'm just using a MAC lip conditioner. Now to start off with her eyes, I'm just using Too Faced 24-Hour Shadow Insurance, and I'm using a flat synthetic brush to distribute the product all over her lid. Picking up that vanilla shade right at the very top, I am just gonna set the primer using a blending brush. Next, I'm picking up that shade right there at the very middle of the palette, and using a blending brush, I am mainly concentrating on the outer corner, and using a windshield wiper motion, I'm going to distribute the product on the crease. Next, I'm picking up that shade just right underneath the previous shade that we have used, and I'm still using the same brush. This time, I am mainly concentrating on the outer V of her eyes, and then once the product has been evenly distributed, that's when I'm going to disperse it all over her crease. And as always, this is where the blending has to come in. Next, I'm picking up that foil shade right there in a flat synthetic brush, and I'm just gonna distribute the product all over her lid. To intensify the glitter, I'm using Star Powder from Makeup Forever, and I'm still using the same brush. Basically, I am just intensifying the glittery foil shade that I have put on her lid. And this time, I am distributing it as well on the inner corner of her eyes. Next, I'm going in with Maybelline Gel Liner, and this is in the shade Brown. I'm just going to create a really tiny wing, and I'm placing the product as close as possible to her lash line. Then I'm going back in with that vanilla shade that we have used a while ago, and I am gonna place this on her brow bone. I'm just trying to clean up the underneath of the wing, and I'm just using a micellar water for this one. Next, I'm just putting the false lashes that she had brought. I believe this one is from Makeup Forever. And I'm just trying to clean out the fallout shadows on her face. Now for her foundation, I'm using Makeup Forever Ultra HD, and I'm mixing two shades for her. These are Y235 and Y405, and I'm distributing the product using a flat synthetic foundation brush, and then I'm buffing it out with a buffing brush. And then later on, to ensure that there's no brush streaks, I'm just gonna use a disposable sponge. Now for her concealers, I'm using Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and L'Oreal Magic Lumi. To cover up the dark circles, I'm going in with Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Medium. And then to highlight the underneath of her eyes, I'm going in with L'Oreal Magic Lumi. Now I did set her under eye, and I used the Kat Von D Light and Shade palette, and I combined Lyric and Levitation shade. I'm not so sure what happened to the footage, but yeah, after the sponge, I did set her under eye to avoid creasing. Now to completely finish her eye look, I'm just picking up that brown shade again in a pencil brush, and I am placing it under her eyes. Now to put back the color back on her face, I'm using Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and in a large fan brush from Morphe, I'm just basically placing the product on her cheekbones and then on her jawlines and some on her forehead as well. I really like the shade because it's not too orange and it's not too brown as well. Now to emphasize the contour on her face, I'm picking up the shade Subconscious on Light and Shade palette from Kat Von D, and I'm just using this angle brush from Morphe as well. And of course, I'm using the same shade as well to contour her nose. And I'm just using a small blending brush for this one. Now to make sure that the contour is not too harsh, I'm just cleaning it up with an angle brush, and I am basically cleaning up the sides as well, and I'm using the shade Lyric and Levitation in the middle of her nose, and I'm also setting her forehead and her smile line as well. Now for her blush, I'm using Milani in the shade Luminoso, and I'm placing it on the apples of her cheeks. And of course, let's not forget to highlight in here. I'm picking up the shade Summer in Anastasia Beverly Hills Sun Dip Glow Kit, and I'm placing it on the high points of her face, so mainly concentrating on the high cheekbones, on the cupid's bow, the center of her nose, and a little bit on her chin as well. And I'm just setting her face one last time using MAC Fix Plus. For course, let's not forget about the lips. I'm using Milani Lip Pencil in the shade number 4, and I'm just outlining her lips. And then later on, I'm going in with another Milani product, which is called Matte Naked, and I'm just placing this all over her lips. So that's it, guys. I hope you all enjoy it, and I hope somehow you picked up some techniques or like some inspiration as well. Just like what I always say on my previous videos, whenever I do a model makeup, it's all in the blending. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. If you want to check out most of my work, I always put it up in Instagram, and it's right in here. Just head over there in my Instagram page and you can all check out my work. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye! Yan.
9FJ, 5PM. 9FJ, 5PM. 9.
Yeah, with YouTube you really with YouTube you really have to be consistent because
Wow, I look so pretty now.